Welcome to Naked Pixels. Short clips with advice from the Naked Texture Artist podcast, where my guests answer questions all artists struggle with. Enjoy. Do you do anything mentally, like a meditation, for example, or journaling, or affirmations, or something like that for your mental game?
If I get very stressed out, what I find helps is writing it down by hand, not on a computer, but actually writing it by hand in a book. I don't journal as a habit. I might look into that though. That sounds like a good thing to do. I don't meditate either, but I definitely have certain techniques to help me get through stressful periods, especially when I feel like a deadline is encroaching and I just need to sort of block out a lot of white noise in my head.
Anything you care to share? Because this could be very useful.
Yeah. I think, well, for me, what works really well is to put on some sort of ambient sort of soundscapes. So delta brainwaves.
Okay.
That is, have you heard of that before?
I mean,
It's basically just a sort of a sine wave, like a hum that's is a certain brain frequency, a sort of certain frequency that your brain will help you become a lot more focused and kind of tune things out. So that helps a lot. Actually, a really great artist that I like to listen to is Biosphere.
Okay.
He's like an electronic artist from the 90s, but he put out like a lot of great records that are very ambient. But I'll just listen to those on repeat, and that'll always kind of get me in the zone if I need to. But yeah, trying to find something that will get you in the zone. Some people listen to audiobooks or podcasts. I do that as well, but that can be a little bit unpredictable. But if you've got something that you can, you just it's going to give you the same result every time, then yeah, I would recommend something like that. But Biosphere, Substrata is the album, but I recommend trying something like that. But there's a lot of ambient, soundscape stuff out there. Soundtracks are good. Baroque music.
I remember. So I started at Digital Domain London there. I was a runner with a distinct purpose. I wanted to be a texture artist and just got my foot in the door as a runner, and I eventually moved into texturing from there. And then the second studio I worked for there after, now I felt like, okay, I'm a made man now. I have 2 credits. I'm whatever. So now here we are, texturing for real. And I remember the first day at that studio, and I come in there and there's no lead. Some people, he's on vacation this week. He's coming back on Friday. And there's a couple of colleagues and talking to them, and we're sort of like, okay, what's going on here? And then at some point, production staff comes by and says like, oh yeah, you have this asset here. We have dailies at 3:00.
Oh my gosh.
And my workstation wasn't still up, and I had no idea, like the whole pipeline, checking in an asset or whatever, bringing it out and whatever. And it was still impressed upon me. I needed to show something by 3:00. On this, I mean, in hindsight, I'm thinking a ridiculously simple asset, like Marque 12 years in, okay, I could do that in 5 minutes, but that Marque couldn't. And I couldn't think of anything better than to run out of the building, find a corner shop, get some alcohol, just simply calm myself down to the point where I could start moving forward.
Yeah.
What would you have done in that situation?
Oh, alcohol definitely doesn't work for me. If anything, that exacerbates problems.
Okay, right.
I think I get...
I mean, long term, I agree with you. But for me, it was just about quiet, the screaming noises in my head so much that I at least could have some conscious thought that could go into the pushing the pen around,
I mean, these days, I would say breathing techniques would probably help, like the Wim Hof kind of breathing technique where you're sucking in air and you're doing that for, hold it in for 6 seconds, let it out, and just do that for like 30 seconds at a time. I find that can really decompress things and just allow yourself to have that time. It's like, all right, I'm going to take 2 minutes just to work on this breathing stuff. I'm not going to think about anything else. And I think that is a really great way to sort of clear your mind.
thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. We have a tiny bit of housekeeping to do on the way out. If this episode has been helpful to you, why not share the podcast with your colleagues and friends? If you'd like to support the podcast, I'd appreciate if you bought me a coffee. You can do that on Ko-fi. That is spelled ko-fi.com/The Naked Texture Artist. One word. If you have suggestions, comments, or questions, I'd love to hear them. Feel free to drop me a line on thenakedtextureartist@gmail.com. That is The Naked Texture Artist written out in all one word @gmail.com. As I mentioned, having a busy day job in visual effects means my release schedule for this podcast can be a bit irregular. So if you don't want to miss out, subscribe to The Naked Texture Artist wherever you get your podcasts. Or follow the podcast on the socials, then you'll be alerted when the next episode drops. The music in this episode was Awake by Tycho. Nick Sifoni helped put the sound together, and everything else was done by me, your host, Marque Pierre Sondergaard. Speak to you soon.